that I get my news coverage from a reliable source.
Hey players, good morning players, good morning players, all players, hey players, Musty, Marjorie, Frumpy Duck. This is incitement of an insurrection. How they suspended her without explanation. This witness wasn't shown on camera because she was underage, and a spokesperson for Mayor Jacob Frost to the motherfucking dog, who said the mariachi band being placed outside of his house. This is Double D Momo, reporter for the Black Green News, where I'm black and the news is always accurate. Player, grab your teacup. It's time for Real Tea with Double D. Hey players. Welcome to a brand new episode of the Real Tea with Double D. Of course, I am Double D, and we are on the GSMC Podcasting Network. So excited to be with you all tonight, and I am on camera tonight. I never do this, not when I'm recording a podcast, but I decided I would come on camera so you guys can see me, baby. Can you see me in my Sakithia's voice? I hope you all are doing well out there in podcasting world. Of course, I'm going to go ahead and let you know that I am recording a podcast out there on YouTube and Facebook. Of course, I'm going to interact with you guys, but not as much because my podcasting people cannot see me. They can only hear me. We got a packed show tonight, honey. And I am so glad to have you all here with me tonight so we can sip some tea. So y'all make sure y'all grab your teacups because, baby, this tea is piping hot. We got some stuff we got to talk about tonight, honey. So I'm going to go ahead and take me a sip. I'm going to tell y'all to take y'all sips too. Hello, Facebook, YouTube. How are you all doing? So excited to see you all. I'm first going to start this off for my podcasting people and let you all know. I don't know if you all are privy or not that I was doing another podcast called You Can't Make This Up. I usually do this on Wednesday nights at 10 p.m. Central Time. And that show has ended. I am no longer doing You Can't Make This Up. Make this shit up. I'm no longer doing that show. That show will not be on this channel anymore. In replacement of that, I will be recording a new podcast every Wednesday at 10 p.m. Central Time live on my Facebook and YouTube channels. Anybody in podcasting world, if y'all want to come and join us and have a good time, please feel free to come and join us because, again, I'm live every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Central Time to record a brand new podcast. Unfortunately, the situation with the You Can't Make This shit up. I wish Terry all the best in his future endeavors. It's just something that, it just was some time restraints and some things changed for us. And also there was a little confusion there on how we were going to go forward. So we decided it would be best for us to go on and he go his way and I go mine. And of course, this is my YouTube and this is my Facebook for everybody that's out there, Facebook world. So you can still find me here. Now with Terry, I'm not sure when he's going to start up his new podcast, but I do believe that he's going to start that soon. And if I do find out about that and people want to see him, I will let you all know about where you can watch his podcast and how you can watch it so you can go and support him as well. But anyway, ciao. Hello, everybody. So nice to see you all out there. So we just gonna go ahead and get on over to this ooey gooey news. Okay, so you know what I do when I start a podcast? What's the first thing I talk about? Everybody always knows I have to talk about the COVID-er. And I'm telling you, I am so sick and tired of the COVID-er. And I know everybody out there is so sick and tired of the COVID-er. So, COVID is wreaking havoc. Right now, we have the not the Omarion variant. Omarion came and put us all in check last week for calling it the Omarion variant. He came and put us all in check. He said, no. It's not the Omarion variant. It's the Omicron variant. So we have the Omicron variant that seems to be very contagious. Everybody is getting it. If you don't know, Whoopi Goldberg, hell, she's got it. I mean, everybody under the sun has got it. And I had COVID in 2020, and I am not trying to get COVID again. It was horrific. And I am not trying to get COVID again, honey. So I'm hoping that it stays far, far away from me. I had a scare last week with my babies, and one of them had it. I mean, not had it, but we thought, they were exposed. So we had to quarantine and all this kind of stuff. But we all know the guidelines for quarantine, it actually changed. They changed it from, it was 14 days initially, then it went down to 10 days, and now it's down to 5 days. And if you follow my content, you'll remember that Delta Airlines and several other companies actually sent a letter to the CDC asking them to making this exact request, and then it happened, and it looked very sus. And I'm going to explain something to you. My problem right now, and you guys can help, you guys can correct me, or you can agree with me or disagree with me. The way the CDC is looking now, they're looking very sus by the way they're moving. We just have to be honest that they get a lot of flack from the left. And the way that they are moving at this very moment, it doesn't look very good. You know what I mean? I don't know if you guys are feeling the same with this change to the guidelines shortly after they get a request from Delta Airlines. Then Dr. Fauci says that this decision was then of course, the CDC says, oh, well, the science was leading us in this direction. Was the science leading you in this direction before you got the letter from the Delta CEOs? I mean, I'm just look, baby, I'm giving you the side eye at this point. I'm like, tell us something more. So then Dr. Fauci says that the changes are workforce related. And that's what gives me pause. And that's what I feel like the real answer to this is that this is workforce related. Like I told everybody about the vaccines, these people not trying to kill you with no vaccine. They trying to keep your ass around because at the end of the day, they want your ass to keep working. The last thing that they want you to do is to get sick and stop working or get sick and die. So they got these vaccines because they want your ass to work, So this is the same thing here. They've made this decision based on the workforce because, baby, Biden's approval rating is in the toilet. And I mean, I'm going to tell you something. I really don't give a shit about approval ratings. I really don't believe in that shit. It's kind of the same thing as polls. You know how they got those polls before the elections and then they supposed to project who's going to win based on this? Where the hell do y'all get this shit from? Except for the exit polling. Now, the exit polling I can deal with. But the polling beforehand, I don't agree with that shit. It's the same thing with these approval ratings. But I will say that Biden's approval rating is in the toilet. So for him to have the one and only thing that he has working in his favor right now to go south, which is the unemployment rate, baby, that's too much. No, we got to do something, honey. Every damn thing is political, it's money driven, and you got to believe it's money driven. So if you don't think that, you're crazy. But it bothers me the way the CDC is moving because, again, they get so much flack from the right that us leftists, we can't fucking defend them because y'all moving really, really fucking sus. And I'm going to tell you why I'm going to show you why they are moving very, very sus because this was something, and I pray that I have it. I don't have nobody to blame no more. So if I don't have it, that's on me. I want you guys to listen to this. And I will also, before I let you guys listen to this, we're going to briefly talk about the new variant that has been discovered in France. This person got infected. They were a traveler. They went to Cameroon. They got infected with the COVID, and it ended up being this new variant called IHU. IHU is this new variant or whatever. And this variant is supposed to be highly, highly freaking contagious. And, when they announced that it was a new variant, baby, this was me right here.
What the fuck, y'all? God damn! God damn! God damn!
What?
Fuck!
Baby, I'm like, what the hell is going on around here? What in the haberdasheries and hemoglobin is going on here? That comes from Tony Baker, honey. If you don't know who he is, he's an awesome actor and he's a voiceover. He says, what in the haberdasheries and hemoglobin is going on here? I am sick of this shit. I am sick of this shit. I am sick of COVID. And then now you go come on, squeeze on in and give us a new variant. I declare, honey, what a disgrace. I don't want to hear no more. So, child, let me let y'all hear this. Baby, when I seen this about these damn masks, this is what I'm talking about this CDC looking real fucking sus. Take a look at this shit, y'all.
Typical cloth mask might be 50% effective, and that was okay before. It doesn't seem to be enough with Omicron. We have special masks called respirators, such as an N95, that offer much greater protection. They're able to block 95% of particles that are either going out of your mouth or that you're breathing in. Like a KN95, which is a Chinese version of the US N95. It has ear loop straps, and it's made out of a special material that's very efficient at filtering out particles. It also is designed to fit closely to your face. There's a South Korean version called a KF94 that some people call the boat-shaped respirator. There are ways to really improve the performance of a surgical mask by improving its fit. One way is to use some little kind of clips or toggles on the ear loops so that you can tighten it up so it pulls closer to your face. What you need is to have a good seal, especially around your nose, and you want to make sure there aren't gaps at the sides of your cheeks or at your chin.
You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying, players? They getting on my damn nerves. I'm telling you. Now, you say the cloth masks work. Now you're talking about they don't work against the Omarion variant. Now you want us to get an N95. And I don't want to wear that shit. But I will wear it. But I don't want to. Players, when is enough going to be enough? I am sick of this shit. You know, I'm sick of it for my babies. I am just tired of the whole damn thing. I'm telling you. When I heard that, this is what I did, y'all.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
I'm like, come on now. I mean, what else? So we can expect it here in a few weeks. Are they gonna start talking about how the cloth masks are not effective, and now we need to go and get a N95, a respirator mask? You know, Child, I don't know. But like I said, get vaccinated, do what they tell you to do, but we cannot keep defending the CDC and they keep switching up shit. You know, I understand that science changes things, but y'all gonna have to get this shit together and get it all the way the hell right. Because if you don't, nobody is gonna be believing you. And they're gonna start, you don't want us liberals or whatever the hell you want to call us, leftist Democrats or whatever, who've been supporting you to start giving you the side eye. And I'm gonna tell you something. I was giving their asses the side eye with this with that Delta CEO making that request. But now Dr. Fauci said that they're going to revisit it and say that you're going to need a negative test after. Oh, y'all bit my lip. I know I wasn't lying. Excuse me. Sorry. But I know Dr. Fauci wasn't lying. You know what I'm saying? I mean, excuse me. Dr. Fauci supposed to be changing this or whatever. I declare, honey, what a disgrace shit. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens with this variant. It's just really giving me pause at this point. You know, if this IHU variant come up in here and start wreaking more havoc, you know, some of us just gonna be like, God damn, man, I done had enough. And I'm gonna tell you something. Somebody said this in the comments, and I agree. It's not gonna end until, what did they say? She said, I'm sorry, y'all. It was something to the effect of, it's not going to end until we all get on one accord or something to that effect and stop, and everybody starts complying or whatever. And I can agree. And, you know, when we're talking about everybody complying, we're not just talking about us as a unit, man. We're talking about some of these people that's in charge, some of these doctors and stuff, because some of these doctors and things don't follow science. I want y'all to listen to the Florida Surgeon General here and what he had to say about how he want to control COVID. And I want y'all to pay attention to the podium that he's standing behind as he says this. and podcast, I'll let y'all know what it says when we come back.
We're going to be working to unwind the sort of testing psychology that our federal leadership has managed to, unfortunately, get most of the country in over the last 2 years. We need to unwind this testing sort of planning and living one's life around testing. Without it, we're going to be sort of stuck in the same cycle. So, it's really time for people to be living, to make the decisions they want regarding vaccination, to enjoy the fact that many people have natural immunity.
You players. This man says we need to. Who said that? Y'all remember when them cases kept rising and Frumpy Dump got his ass on there and said that that it was doing that because we was testing too much? That's exactly. And all the craziest people in the world, Charlamagne the Guy says, all the craziest people in the world come from damn Florida. It doesn't surprise me that he would be standing behind a damn podium saying early treatment saves lives. And he gonna say some dumbass shit like that. How we gonna early treat something we don't know we got because we ain't got tested? I declare, honey, what a disgrace. And this is Florida's Surgeon General. And this is why. And his name is Joseph Labado or whatever, Labapo, however the hell you say it. Y'all know I be fucking up people's names all the time. But I'm just saying, how are we going to early treat something if we don't test for it to know we fucking got it? We just gonna make a guesstimation. I mean, flu is running rampant around here too. I mean, these people, I blame y'all for this. I blame y'all out there in Florida. And this man went to Harvard. This man is a Harvard Medical School, MD from Harvard Medical School, and a PhD in health policy from Harvard before he came to Florida. And he go get his raggedy ass, and he also studied at UCLA, and he go get his raggedy ass up there and say something about stand behind a podium that says early treatment saves lives, but we need to stop fucking testing. I declare, honey, what a disgrace. Take your nose off of Frumpy Dump's taint because you sound just like him. And we know Frumpy Dump ain't been to nobody's school ever. And when he did go, he paid to get past whatever, to get whatever degree he got. Because you can't tell me somebody that tells you to ingest bleach got some type of a degree in something. Child, what in the haberdashers and the hemoglobin is going on here? So that's what's going on with COVID, the Omarion variant. We got the new variant of the IHU. I'm going to encourage you to get vaccinated. They did also open up the vaccinations for 12 to 15-year-olds, I believe. So I'm going to encourage you to get vaccinated if you can. Wear your mask and social distance. If your mask is still working, make sure it's snug around your nose. And wear your mask and social distance where possible, honey. That's what I am going to tell you. That's what Double D is going to advise you. Now, let's go ahead and scurry on over to this next subject, honey. We're going to be talking about Merrick Garland today. As we all know, tomorrow is the 1-year anniversary of January 6th tomorrow. Everything, like I said earlier on my video today, tomorrow's going to be the day of reckoning because, as I reported earlier, the FBI and the DHS are investigating whether there's going to be some type of reunion for the January 6th, on the anniversary of January 6th. So I think we're all going to be on high alert, kind of trying to anticipate. But I'm really not worried about us being on high alert. I believe it needs to be the Capitol Police and the folks up there that need to be worried about it, not us, and possibly people at capitals all around the states, every state. Because y'all remember something like what happened on January 6th in Washington was actually supposed to be taking place in capitals all around the United States. So I think that everybody needs to stay on alert with that. So today, Merrick Garland actually came out and spoke. And, people was really anticipating this speech because I'm going to tell you, a lot of people have been very disappointed in Merrick Garland and the and the Justice Department in the way they have been handling these frumpy dump tank sniffers, the ones that went and did what they did on the Capitol, the insurrectionists. They have been very disappointed. They have prosecuted 700 plus people, and for the most part, they have been giving out misdemeanors. They have been giving out misdemeanors for this, barely any jail time. In some of these cases, they do need to be getting jail time, and they have not been getting jail time. In fact, 4 different judges have criticized the DOJ for being too lenient on these Capitol rioters and these insurrectionists and these frumpy dump tank sniffers. So I am wondering, I was wondering, everybody was on the edge of their seats wondering what Merrick Garland was going to say today. So I'm going to play you guys a little bit of it, and then we'll come back and talk about it briefly. And let me find him. Do I have him? I have no one to blame but me if I don't have him. Child, I declare, do I not have Merrick? Oh, y'all, I didn't get it. Did I not get it? Hold on, y'all. This is so embarrassing. Is this him?
We're going to...
No. I done messed up the church's money, y'all. I didn't get it. Oh, well, I don't have it. We're going to skip on past it. So we're just going to talk about it. Basically, what Merrick Garland said today was that they're going to hold the Capitol Police, the insurrectionists, to the furthest extent of the law, that they are still, they're still investigating, and they plan to hold them accountable and all this kind of stuff. Basically, that's what he said. That was the full scope of what he said, at least about January 6th. So everybody was still wanting to hear more from him, and not like we wanted to hear from him. Oh, we're going to be announcing an indictment for Trump tomorrow, frumpy dump. But what we wanted to hear from him is that he was going to actually hold some of these organizers of January 6th accountable. You see what I'm saying? We thought that he was going to be holding some of them accountable. Love you too. They were going to be holding some of them accountable, and he has not done that. We got the January 6th Select Committee. Everybody is bumping heads with the January 6th Select Committee. In fact, Mike Lindell, My Pillow, actually filed a lawsuit to try to duck his subpoena from the January 6th Select Committee. They just recently released some text messages from Sean Hannity showing that he was, somewhat involved. So what is going to happen to the organizers, the one that actually put this together? We see the people that were actually hands on deck being somewhat held accountable, but, what's going to happen to the people that actually did this? You got the January 6th Select Committee that's doing this investigation. Chairman Benny Thompson, he actually came out today and said that they were thinking about making some of these, the questioning, the testimony public. I would like to see that. My ass going to be all up in there like this. If they say they put that on TV, where they're going to be putting some of this questioning on there, and it's available on YouTube where I can look at it while I'm at work. Child, I'm going to be up in there with my teacup like this. Get your teacups because it's piping hot, honey. I would love to be a fly on the wall when they get Mike Lindell's ass up in there. So, that's what we were expecting from Merrick Garland. I don't know how you all feel out there in the audience, but I was expecting to hear from Merrick Garland that the investigation is leading us into the direction of some of these organizers are going to be held accountable next. We're getting all of the people that actually participated in this. However, it shouldn't be no long investigation to find these people. Those people should have been arrested when they was walking out the building. You know what I'm saying? It's just disgusting that those people were allowed to leave, but just a few months prior, when Black Lives Matter did protest there, they weren't even allowed on the damn property. But I digress, honey. I fucking digress. So this is this is very interesting. So we're going to see what Merrick Garland is going to do. A lot of people are calling Merrick Garland weak, and at this point, if he's not going to hold any of these organizers accountable, or he needs to start dropping some shit, I'm going to have to concur with them, because Merrick Garland, he backpedaled and pussy popped on that memo that he issued for those schools that was actually having a lot of threats and stuff going on around, wearing masks and stuff in schools. He backpedaled and pussy popped on that. Y'all got to be honest. Out in the audience, be honest. He backpedaled and pussy popped when he got to the Judiciary Committee. He did. And he kind of retracted a lot of the things that he said there. He should have stuck to his guns on that, but he did not. So I'm going to say that Merrick Garland, he's appearing to be a little bit weak, but I am going to hold back to see what happens. I understand that investigations take time, but I'm going to wait a little bit before I give him that label of being a weak ass. But I'm gonna tell you, they have not been holding back out on these channels saying that he's a weak link and he wasn't a good choice. But I'm not gonna say that yet. I'm gonna give it a little bit more time. Ciao. So we'll go ahead and flip over to the next subject, y'all. I really would like to know what you all think about it. These comments are looking really good. Y'all having some good conversations in here. Trent says oh, that's Betty White. Oh my God, rest in peace, Betty White. Trent says, I felt actually he sounded weak. Our justice system is a hot shitty boo-boo mess. I agree, Trent. I agree, honey. Here we go. Any other group would have been arrested already. Absolutely. They would have been arrested as they was. Look, first of all, they wouldn't even got in there. But if they did get in there, they would have been right outside ready to get that ass. You hear me? Okay. Let's read another comment. And then we're going to go ahead and scurry on over to another one. Oh, my baby, Krista. She said, pussy pop is now in my vocabulary. Go ahead, honey. Use my stuff. I don't mind. Just remember me when you do it. All right, y'all. So we're going to go ahead and scurry on over to the next subject, which we're going to get into some more serious issues here. I wanted to kind of save them for the ending of the show. I'm going to do this one. And it's just something that happened that I just wanted to touch on that really hurt me and just disheartened me today. Let me get this up on the screen here. And I'm sorry you guys can't see this photo out in podcasting world, but you guys can look it up as you're watching to see this beautiful little girl. This is George Floyd's great niece. She's 4 years old, and she was shot in her bedroom on Saturday night. It's so sad, you guys, in Texas. Her name is Ariana, and she was shot in the torso while she was asleep in her bed, leaving her with a punctured lung and a liver. And liver together with 3 broken ribs. The poor little lady, I just feel so sad about this. They said that gunshots were fired randomly by suspects into the family home. This was in Houston, Texas, into the family home on the 2nd floor at 3 a.m. on Saturday night. At the time of the shooting, there were 6 people inside of the property in South Houston with 4 adults and 2 children all asleep, with Ariana in her bed in the front bedroom. His father says, his name was Derek Delane. He said he jumped up and the little girl jumped up and she said, Daddy, I've been hit. And he said he was shocked until he seen all the blood and realized that his 4-year-old daughter was really hit. He said she didn't know what was going on. She was asleep. So I really hate to hear something like that. And you all, she's in stable conditions right now. She's had surgery and she is scheduled to survive. But we do need to send some positive vibes out to her. That just broke my heart today to hear that. And I was going to make a TikTok about it, but I just couldn't bring myself to do it. So I thought I'd come on here and just talk about this sweet little girl. We need to send some, if you're a prayer, you pray, send out prayers. And, I'm going to be sending positive vibes for speedy healing and also to find the suspects that did this, because this wasn't a random shooting. The person was just shooting at random. They said that the house was actually targeted. So I don't know what's going on there. I may do some follow-up videos just to keep you guys abreast to any changes, or the next time we come back, if there's any updates, I may bring you all some updates. So that's a little heavier situation. So we're going to move on and I guess you would say this will kind of lighten the mood a little bit because, honey, we got to talk about Run Death Santis. Absolutely. Run Death Santis. Now, you guys, I'm going to try to be as nice as I possibly can about this because of the situation with Ron DeSantis. But I'm going to tell you something. I really can't because I have a lot of disdain toward him, but I don't. I don't have disdain toward his wife and their situation. So I'm going to talk about this, and then I'm going to let you guys come to your own conclusion. We'll see what the comments looking like, and then we'll go from there. So as we know, last week I reported on, and that was one of my higher viewed videos about Ron DeSantis being missing, honey. Child, I declare, what a disgrace. As COVID cases were rising in his state, Ron DeSantis was posting up old pictures, making it seem like he was in a place that he hadn't been in weeks. Ron DeSantis was making posts on Twitter, but he's nowhere to be found. So much so that Nikki Fried had to take over. Nikki Fried, she's running against Ron DeSantis in 2022. I'm sorry, y'all. I was getting a little thirsty. Running against Ron DeSantis in 2022. So she had to take over a little bit and try to figure out what was going on. And honey, everybody was up in arms in this. Like, where the hell is Ron DeSantis? You know, because COVID cases is out through the roof. Things are running amok in Florida. What the hell is the governor? Do we need to get the lieutenant governor to go ahead and take over? What the hell is going on? Ron DeSantis is radio silent. His spokesperson or press secretary or whatever had gave 2 or 3 different stories. Then finally, Fox News picks up the story and said that Ron DeSantis was taking care of his wife. You know, his wife has breast cancer. So he was taking care of his wife. Now, keep in mind, Ron DeSantis was missing for 2 weeks. So Ron DeSantis is missing. No one knows where the hell is Ron DeSantis said. Then Fox News run this story that he was taking care of his wife who was ill. Who was going through breast cancer treatments or whatever. So we get to New Year's Eve, honey, and everybody's feeling all sad. Like, dang, we talked about him. I actually thought about taking my video down, and I was like, wait a minute. I'm going to wait and see what comes out in the washing and the rinsing of this, because I feel like something is amiss. You know, because these treatments ain't but a few hours. You know, what kind of treatment she having? I'm thinking, well, maybe since she had breast cancer, maybe she had, had surgery or something, have them, remove a mastectomy, something to that effect. Baby, we fast forward to New Year's Eve. Lord, let me have that video. I just really did not do a good job, and I was rushing. Well, I don't have it, y'all. So we get to New Year's Eve, and we looking for we thinking about Ron DeSantis, and guess what Ron DeSantis is doing? Ron DeSantis and his wife done showed up at a concert, y'all. 30,000 people. Ron DeSantis done showed up at a concert. I declare, honey, what a disgrace. Not wearing no mask. Your wife is supposed to be having breast cancer, having chemotherapy, and you don't need to get COVID with no chemotherapy. And he shows up and all in the front of the crowd and all this kind of stuff like ain't nothing ever happened. Ain't nothing ever happened, child. Yes, Ron DeSantis, and he's got his wife with him. It's not like she's not with him. She's standing behind him as he's accepting some type of humanitarian award or something like that. If I'm lying, I'm flying. I wish I had the proof, but your girl didn't bring no receipt. She messed up her video. She messed up her uploading of her videos. I declare, honey, what a disgrace. So we're going to fast forward to today because everybody was speculating that Ron DeSantis possibly had COVID. That's what they was thinking because he was gone for 2 weeks. They were like, Ron DeSantis, he's got COVID. And this right here, what happened today, did not add to it because I'm going to tell you something. When you have COVID, it don't just end in 2 weeks. Take a look at this shit.
By Dane Eagle, who's our Florida DEO secretary. We also have Chancellor Henry Mack from the Florida Department of Education, Brad Ferguson, Senior VP and General Manager, Skywater, Florida, and Dale Miller, Site Director, Skywater, Florida, as well as Representative Fred Hawkins. Manufacturing is something that we need to do better job of. And we've worked really hard in Florida to have more opportunities with vocational education. We have expanded our manufacturing footprint in the state of Florida, and we want to continue to be able to do that as we go forward. Semiconductors are a huge issue. If you look at how the supply chain works, we are overly dependent on foreign nations, including Taiwan, which is a good ally of ours, but which is one that is under really serious pressure from the Communist Party of China. And so we have an opportunity to do more here in the United States. And I think the more we can do manufacturing of semiconductors here, the better off we'll be. So today, I'm proud to be awarding $6 million to build infrastructure that will connect southern Osceola County to the emerging Neo City Technology District. This district is already home to 6 companies, including Skywater Technology, a U.S.-owned and operated semiconductor foundry. While this award will support nearly 5,400 jobs, Osceola County officials estimate that this could lead to tens of thousands of jobs once it's fully developed as Osceola County continues to grow. I'm also awarding Valencia College with $3.7 million to create new programs that focus on workforce training for chip and semiconductor industries. Through this program, students will be able to be certified in operating, repairing, and designing the robots that are used to create semiconductors in just 14 weeks. Valencia estimates that in the first 2 years, 120 people will be able to graduate and immediately find work at the Neo City Technology District while taking on virtually no debt.
Yeah. So that's the way he looked today, honey. Ron DeSantis. I'm not sure what is going on with Ron DeSantis. We have no, definitive proof. Like I said, we were all like this last week. And now we looking at him like, man, you got COVID, you got something going on. Maybe you got some bad allergies or something. I don't know what the weather like is the weather is like in Florida this time of year. I mean, is it allergy season there? I really don't know. I've never been in January, but something is not right about the way that he's looking. And I really don't know what to say about that. I mean, he looked and sounded ill. He looked like he was struggling to breathe. And if he has COVID and he's going around here running around and, that's not safe. That is not safe if he does have COVID and he still got symptoms like that, because he really looked like he was struggling to breathe. He really looked like he was really having a hard time. So I'm not sure what's going on with him, but that was not a good look for him to come out and do something to do that. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if he was taking care of his wife. She does have cancer. I don't know. But at the end of the day, he has a responsibility to his constituents. And you just don't go away for 2 weeks and they don't know where you are. If you would have said, like, what my problem with this is, if Ron DeSantis was taking care of his wife for 2 weeks, who's going to say something to him about it? Who's going to say something to a man that takes 2 weeks off to take care of his wife and she's battling breast cancer? Nobody. So there was absolutely no reason to hide that. You know what I'm saying? There's no reason to hide that. So it's leading me into another direction. But if it is for you to say hide, it is plausible for Ron DeSantis to hide that he has COVID for whatever reason. I don't fucking know why he would lie about it. All he got to do is just say, I got the monoclonal antibodies, that Regeneron shit that he and Frumpy Dump and Applehead Abbott and all of them are promoting. I just don't understand, honey. I just don't understand. She said Lisa had so Someone showed him Double D's videos. He got scared. I declare, honey, what a disgrace. I don't know, y'all. And I don't have anything. I'm just going to send some positive vibes in his direction. Definitely positive vibes to his wife, because cancer is no joke. It is no joke, I'm telling you. And it is very hard to deal with. It's hard to deal with for an entire family, because you literally got one family member that checks out for a while they're dealing with their with whatever whatever treatments, and then the after effects of these treatments. They are hard and they are serious, and it's very hard on a family. I know. So that's all I'm going to say about that, honey. I'm going to go ahead and end this show with this last thing that I want to talk about, which is sad. I hate to end the show on a sad note. I am going to be bringing back my segment, Play Stupid Games, Win Stupid Prizes, but I didn't have time to get one tonight, y'all. So y'all going to have to miss me on that one this week, but we will get to it next week. So this here story that I want to talk to you all about, and it's very important that we talk about this, and I don't know if you all heard about it, but this is going on right now, and we need to talk about it. What happened to Taneasha Chappelle in Indiana? What happened to Taneasha? Does anybody in the audience know who Taneasha Chappelle is? Does anybody know who Taneasha Chappelle is? Has anybody heard of Taneasha Chappelle and what happened to her on July 16th? Has anybody heard? I'll give you a little bit of time to answer. I'm sorry, out there in podcasting land, I am entertaining my guest. No one knows. I haven't seen anyone say no. Say yes. Okay. So this is 23-year-old Taneasha Chappelle. And you guys, this is such a sad story. And I want you all to watch this video, okay? I'm very sad. And out in podcasting world, you will be able to hear what is going on.
Disturbing new video shows Jackson County inmate Taneasha Chappelle begging for help for hours before she died. For nearly 24 hours, Chappelle complained she was in pain, according to Jackson County prosecutors. At one point, she hits her head on metal. A guard would later write that video showed she had just missed hitting her head. From there, Chappelle is seen vomiting and naked after telling a guard she felt she was on fire. She's covered in her own waste. The calls for help continue.
This is just making us think that you're faking it. So if you're not going to get up and get dressed, we're going to leave you alone. And you can sit there and just suffer.
Starting at 2:13 in the afternoon, during a span of 24 minutes, Chappelle calls for help, tries to bang on the doors, and collapses 4 times. No one comes to check on her during those occasions. At 2:31, jail nurse Ed Rattan comes to the cell.
You want to get dressed so you can step out here?
On the third time, at 2:33, he warns her.
Last chance, either you get up and get a bit dressed and come on out and talk to me, or I'm just going to go back doing my thing. He
does just that for 35 minutes. When they come back at 3:08, they tell her to get dressed once again, leave, and come back 4 minutes later when Chappelle collapses to the floor.
I promise you're not on fire.
When the ambulance arrives at 3:26, Chappelle tries to put on a blanket as if it were clothes. 1 hour later, after getting to the hospital in an ambulance, moaning in pain, with yellow eyes and chest, and still handcuffed to the stretcher, Chappelle would flatline. Shortly after, she was dead.
It's just so sad. So this happened on July 16th. I'm trying to take this photo down, you guys, so y'all can see me when I'm starting to tell you the story. I'm not used to doing this very much, this back end work. Okay, let's get it up here. Okay, so on July 16th. She was in jail. She was being held on charges stemming from an alleged theft and a high-speed chase. She was in the county jail in Brownstone, which is 50 miles north of Louisville. So she had fallen ill the day before, but the family says that jail staff deliberately, they were deliberate in not helping her and giving her prompt and adequate medical care. They say that, as you saw on the thing, the investigation revealed that that she was ill that day before she fell out, all of what you saw in the video. And an investigation concluded that she died due to poisoning by inmates, followed by 24 hours of neglect by jail workers. She suffered and suffered and suffered as staff continued to ignore her. A 15-page report that the Indiana State Police provided to the family. The reason why this is coming up now is because they withheld that footage that you just saw. So they just released that footage a few days ago. So in this report, the report says it makes no findings and no conclusions about the standard of care provided by the employees. And it added that the autopsy found that there was probable toxicity. And so there's notes from the ER that was concerned that she had ingested ethylene glycol. And y'all don't know, if y'all don't know what that is an active ingredient in antifreeze. And a lot of people, not a lot of people, but people do use that to, do bad things with it because it's tasteless and it's scentless. It doesn't have a taste and it doesn't have a smell, and it does exactly that. So, yeah, she had, when she got to the hospital, the doctor said that she had symptoms similar to antifreeze poisoning. So she was diagnosed with metabolic acidosis, which is when there's too much acid in the body and it causes a condition that can include severe dehydration. There were also some bruises on her body, but the report concluded that those bruises came from her struggling around the room, hitting her head, hitting her arm, and all of that. So the family has been trying to get justice for her. They've actually filed a lawsuit, a lawsuit against the city, and they have hired Ben Crump as their attorney. As you know, Ben Crump represents a lot. He actually represented Breonna Taylor and got that $12 million settlement from the city. And the thing is, that girl had called home and told her family that she was that she was needing help, and the family actually called to the jail, but no one actually went to help Taneasha. So this is very, very sad, and I hate to hear something like this. And this young lady deserves justice. I just don't understand how they can say that none of the staff is responsible. And what was she poisoned with? Because they haven't gotten to the bottom of that. This may have been a spat between inmates, but how did they get access to this sort of whatever it was that how did they get access to what she was poisoned with? If it was ethylene glycol, how the hell did they get access to antifreeze? I mean, it makes absolutely no sense. Was ethylene glycol an active ingredient in something else that they provide at the jail? I've heard all kinds of things about being in jail, throwing bleach over the showers on women and all kinds of stuff. I've heard of that. But at the end of the day, these police officers and corrections officers had a responsibility, and especially that nurse that kept going in and out of the room telling her to put clothes on. This lady was obviously struggling, and you did absolutely nothing. So somebody needs to be held accountable for that. That's the thing that I'm saying. Why aren't these places being held accountable when things like this happen? This is obvious neglect. Now, I'm not saying that she would not have passed away because she had already been poisoned, but at the end of the day, you did absolutely nothing to help her. I am disgusted by it. And I declare, honey, it is a mess. And I am sending positive vibes to that family as they find the truth. I'm also wanting justice for Taneasha Chappelle at this time. I hate to hear stories like that. And I may even do a video if I find more information regarding this, to put it up on my page so you all can share it and try to get some attention on it. Because at the end of the day, somebody should be held accountable. And I agree with this commenter 100%. Once you're in custody, they're responsible for your life. And they did not take that responsibility seriously. They let that young lady suffer for over 24 hours, and they did absolutely nothing. And it was obvious from that footage that she was in distress. So how can somebody not be held accountable for that? It is disgusting. It is really freaking disgusting. So players, we are at the end of the show. That is all I have to talk about tonight. I hope that you all enjoyed everything, because I really enjoyed you all being here with me. I'm hoping that this is good enough. This is just the first show that I'm going to be doing every Wednesday by myself. And of course, what I'm thinking of doing is maybe bringing in some guests every now and then. I actually was trying to get a friend of mine on TikTok called Muscles and Nursing to actually come on tonight and talk about the new variant. Just that portion, and then, let him go. But I was unable to get him. So I thought of it today. So I'm going to definitely be doing this every week. And again, if you want to listen to this podcast, you can listen to it on all your streaming platforms. You can also watch the playback here on Facebook and YouTube. If you are not subscribed to the YouTube and you're on Facebook, make sure you do that. It is Political Tea Talk. And if you're on Facebook, if you're on YouTube and you're not following me on Facebook, make sure you come over here, honey, because I post things on Facebook that I don't get to post on Tickety Talk. So y'all guys, make sure y'all come over here and support and follow. I'm sorry about I can't make this shit up. I really am. I feel really bad because I know you all like Terry, and maybe we could work something out in the future. I don't know. I really feel bad. I really feel bad about it, and I really wish that we could work things out, but I can't work something out with somebody who don't want to talk. But I digress. So we're just gonna leave that as it be, and I hope that y'all will just accept me and see what I can put together for you all on Wednesday nights, because I'm excited. I am really excited, and I thank y'all so much for riding and flying with me. Hope y'all enjoyed the show. Thank you out there in podcasting world. Make sure you guys leave a review, and if you are not following me on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, make sure you go and do that. You can find me at Double D Mother on all platforms, and Political Tea Talk on YouTube. If you'd like to follow me over there, thank you all for joining me, and you all have a precious night. Thank y'all out there on Facebook and YouTube. Y'all have a good night. Thank y'all for joining. Bye.